Wow. That was interesting. Marilyn Mike. I didn't even know if you knew that I was live, and all of a sudden I see you come up here in the chat, and I wasn't even live yet. So that's kind of cool. Thank you. Woo! What's up, Coach? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Oh goodness, it has been a day. Without a doubt, it's been a day. What are you up to, man? I think should be coming up. Hey, Vanessa, should be coming up here on what is it? Spring break here should be coming up pretty soon here. Oh wow, Mike, I highly recommend it. It's just fun. Even if you're not wrestling, you come in just to see what characters you do see. It's awesome. It really is. I highly recommend it. It's fun. It's a lot of fun to see. Only thing is, it's only once a week. But it seems like that's about all I really stream is once a week. So fun stuff. It is some fun stuff. But anyway, hello everybody. I'm glad to see you guys. Really am. I'm not used to having people come in immediately after I get started here. You have been taking, okay. Oh, you're just stepping back. Well, Vanessa, as wild as things are here on YouTube, yeah, it makes you want to take a step back because what? It's hey Nate, what's going on, man? It's kind of like it almost makes you want to take a step back. Because oh my goodness, who are they going to send the SWAT team on next? Who are they going to have knock at your door? It's certainly not the pizza delivery guy. Let me tell you. It can be a little. Oh wow, Sky, you got 2 strikes on your channel. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. What were they for, man? Now I know for some people, for some who stream, they just go after. It's like, what did I do? Oh, you followed after this, or you played this, or this came on, or stuff like that. But Sky, I don't see how you could get strikes on your channel. What'd you do? Wow. Well, definitely me. I'm overseas, remember? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're in England. Right? Oh, you use scenes from videos. Okay. So, man, somebody was on you, though. They're like, oh, he used this video from here, from this movie or something. Or he used this scene. That's from that's from my stream. And they're so picky. They're so picky. But then again, right? Don't feed the Sasquatch. What's going on, Soul? That's the problem. They've been feeding the Sasquatch. That's exactly it, man. I'm fully charged this evening. Man, I woke up this morning and all I could smell was roast beef. All throughout the house, it permeated roast beef. You're going back to your Barbie doll community. Well, there ain't nothing wrong with that, Vanessa, but you don't have to stay there all the time. You can still kind of dabble in over here a little bit because I really don't talk about a whole lot of what's going on in YouTube other than their censorship that they keep doing over here. I wish Sasquatch would obliterate YouTube. Sometime, oh, you can smell fudge in your dreams. Well, so let me tell you this: if it ever comes down to BG making some fudge, trust me, I am positive that you would be in thoughts.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to take it. This is called a BG bite for the day. And then two things are going to be said: love one another and hug each other. The other thing is, Duke is awesome.
Oh, really? You applied to the Allen, Texas store? Wow. Well, I understand. Yes, the BG is. Oh goodness. I wasn't expecting that at all, by the way. Well, that's cool, Soul. That's cool. So, see, you hurried to get down here just as soon as you could. Harlan, Dallas. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. It's nice. It's nice having going a week or going a couple weeks here with having power and water that you can actually drink. Oh my goodness. You can do more than just flush the toilet. So when it's that kind of good, oh yeah, it's all on. It's all on. But I came on tonight to talk to y'all about something very near and dear to my heart because it's now that time, spring break week. I think Coach, correct me if I'm wrong here, but spring break time, which should begin now. And there's probably a whole lot going on in the beginning now. And so yeah. So it's now, yeah. And so I figured now was no better time than for me to tell y'all again. Harlan, Dallas, no. I'm just going to call you Dallas. Dallas, no. I don't know of any tornado watch coming towards us, but I do know that it definitely looked outside this afternoon. You could definitely see little tails on the clouds. Oh, I'm sure Galveston is packed. I'm sure it's a standing room only. It's always like that, and the snow and the sand isn't even that good. I mean, there's sections in Galveston and Port Aransas, or as they call it, Port A, where the sand is pretty good, and you've got some beach, but there's so many jellyfish out there right now. And the normal, the bait fish are moving through, and so there's lots of sharks out there in the water. Yeah, the water's Mississippi muddy. Yeah, well, out in the ocean, no, but still, it's we went down to the coast here and to Port A. Oh, Adam Garcia finally got high-speed data. Oh, cool. Really? Oh, it's been 70 up here since that happened. We didn't want it. Trust me. We didn't want it. We weren't ready for that. We still not ready for that, especially now. But hopefully, it is getting a little warmer, so we won't have to deal with that till next year. They're still griping and complaining about all that stuff, uh, and most of the people on the electric community here have quit or been fired. So they've got a whole new set of people in ERCOT actually coming back together now, and so we'll see what happens. But hopefully, at least they're starting to talk about what can we do so this doesn't happen again. Can you say hi to my mom? Oh, hi, mom. Hi, Melissa. Melissa, I so hope so. Thank you for letting Adam come on to the stream. As almost it's just every time I stream, almost every Adam is on, and I really appreciate the fact that you've got such a wonderful guy with you, and Melissa or Mom. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Raising a son, it has many good things about it, but it can be tough. It can be tough raising a boy in this day and age. So thank you. Actually, so no, brother. My job security is good. My job security is fine. We're rock solid for another what 9.5 years with the current contract that we have. So it's all good. It's going to be all about no. Actually, tonight I'm not going to be about the supernatural world as much as I would love to, and I'll try to show something at the end here, so that way everybody can see. Hey, Momo, good to see you. Thank you for your help with the Hawks. That was cool. That was really cool. But no, tonight, so I'm talking about the one thing that it is finally time to address. And as Coach can tell you, oh, that wonderful creative genius, Coach, is about South by Southwest. If I haven't told you at all, if you've got a chance to, please kick back in the chair, take whatever you got, whatever drink that you have, maybe throw a little popcorn. All right, so take care, brother. Uh, put a little whatever popcorn you got in the microwave, because this is a story about how the South by Southwest was invented. I didn't say start. I invented, and also I would say started. Oh yeah, yeah. You know, my brother, John, my brother, that music that you hear on the front of the channel here. Hi, Mom. Had a dream. He had a vision of one day making the Austin, Texas music scene something special. And for the longest time, you know, when my brother first started playing guitar, he was playing a game at Southwest Texas State, and he was quarterback, and he got busted. His knee got busted, and they told him if he ever took another hit like that, he'd never walk again. So my brother put his heart and soul in this thing we call a guitar, and he played massively. I mean, his whole soul, his heart went inside this guitar. And that's how he learned how to play. So my brother, hey, Mary. Birmingham. Where's that? Birmingham? Is that some kind of Carolina? How are you, Mary? And so my brother started playing in a band, and it was a garage band, and they were playing over and over and over. Oh, you're in Alabama. Oh, my goodness. Mary, what are you doing in Alabama? You know there ain't no Packers allowed in Alabama. Come on, girl. You got to get out there. Now, you can come over here to Texas for just a little while, but I don't know about this. If there's any green and yellow, you could have trouble. Just saying. Just want to let you know in advance. But you got to get out of Alabama. I'm telling you now, please. For your own good, your own safety, okay? You got to get out of Alabama. Anyway, my brother was the first band when he was playing in all of Austin, was the first band to be able to play original music. Before my brother, the only music you could play in Austin in any bar, in any get out, in anywhere, hey, knockout, is cover tunes. You were never allowed to play your own music, the music that you wrote. Okay? It was always somebody else's music. Okay? You were never allowed to play yours. You visited a plantation today in Nashville, Tennessee. Why? Because they did not have any type of, I don't know, I guess they just didn't have any type of confidence that anybody could write anything good. And so, hey, if people are up on the floor and they're dancing, they're drinking. And the more they dance, the more they drink. And so that the bar makes money. So they weren't going to let somebody get up there and sing, oh, I stepped on cockroach today. They're not going to let you do that. But my brother was finally a person who got a bar to let people play their own stuff. And after that, he started opening it and getting more people to allow people to play original music. Hey, Nicole. And it opened up, and all of a sudden, I think in about a year's time, you could go and you could take your band and go into a bar, go into an arena. Ugh, touched a rat. Hey, that's nasty, man. I hope you wash your hands. And stepped on it, like Sasquatch or like squash, something like that. Nicole, I'm doing okay. And I'll get to that in a second. I'll get to that in a minute or two. And I'll tell you about how I'm doing now. And so all of a sudden, the Austin music scene started to come alive. People started playing. And before they even started, okay, if you played in a band, you were probably making 5 beers. Hey, Heaven Sent. Heaven Sent, I sure hope you're doing good. You were getting paid 5 beers a night to play. And people were, making some money. Bars were making, mad stacks of cash. But my brother's all the whole time saying it's okay. He says the music scene's developing. He says, Duke, he says, this is going to be something special. And I'm like, well, yeah, thanks, John. That's good. I said, but dude, I said, you're making beer. You're not even making beer money. I said, you're making beer. I said, who wants to just play for 2 hours and just make a make a Budweiser, for lack of a better term. Not that they support me in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, could have been a Miller, could have been a Light, could have been a Michelob, could have been a Heineken or whatever. And he's like, dude, he said, Kenny, someday they will understand. And he called our brother over, another one of our brothers. And he looked at him and he said, well, he said, Kenny, he said, show Duke what you got. And so Kenny was a bit of a computer nerd. And he said, show him what you got. Kenny opens this little tablet, right, that he's got. Man, and it looked to me, it looks like chicken scratch, okay? But we started looking, and I don't know how he got it, but he's getting all of the attendance numbers for all of the clubs in town. And they've all gone up by like 60 and 70%. It's amazing. And I'm like, dude, I said, that's some impressive numbers. Kenny, can you verify this? And he said, oh yeah. I said, I can verify. He says, I got it straight from the bars and from the arenas themselves. He said, I call them up a couple days after the weekend and I find out. I'm like, John, that's amazing. And he says, we've got to get the Austin music scene going, man. He said, there's too much talent. There's too many people here that have something to say, that have something that needs to be heard. And I'm like, yeah, but John, I said, what about people making some money? And he says, Duke, that's coming. He said, Kenny's been tracking it. He said, it's coming, man. I was like, okay, So anyway, this went on for a couple of years. Then people started getting a little money, little scratch in their pocket. And going on and on and on. And me and John were hanging out one night. And okay, this will tell you something about how long ago it was, okay? Mary, I'm sure glad that you're here. If nothing else, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad everybody's here, to be honest with you. But we're sitting there. Now, here's where it starts getting good. I'm sitting there with John one night, and we're sitting there, and we're on a Commodore 64 with two Atari controllers, really. Two Atari controllers. And we're playing this game on this old tube monitor. And it's called Mule. And we're talking, and John's telling me how much he wants the Austin music scene to grow. But the thing is, now it's growing. And bands are making $200, $300, $400 a night. That if you got 4 members in your band, basically you can spread it out $100 a night to play those 2 hours. So people are starting to make a little something here. People are liking it. People are wanting to play a little circuit here of 6th Street, of Riverside, of 8th Street. Well, you Mary, you know it. You know it. Oh, yeah, True Blue for life. Oh, yeah, you got it. And he says, but, he says, man, he says, how do we get the record labels to come down here and see all of these amazing people? You're like, well, and I'm sad about it. We must have sat 15, 20 minutes in silence. And we stopped the game, or I did. And I looked over at him and said, John, sometime if Muhammad can't go to the mountains, well, then the mountains got to come to Muhammad. And all of a sudden, you saw John's eyes just light up. I mean, it was like somebody turned a flashlight on. You see that in cartoons all the time where get ding, 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 ding over their heads. That happened. And John looks at me and goes, Duke, that's it. That's it. That's it. He gets up and says, man, he says, I love you. And he kisses me on the cheek. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about, man? He says, that's it. That's it. And off he runs out of the room into the office. And I'm just sitting there, just, what in the hell is going on? And he's in there, and he's down at the desk, and he's writing, and he's looking stuff up. And it's like, what the hell just went on? And I'm looking across the room, and I see Kenny walk in, and him and John start talking. And they're just, man, they look like two little munchkins. I mean, and so now I got to find out what's going on. So I walk over there, and they're already talking. I said, dude, what's going on? And he's like, man, he says, I'll talk to you in a second. Now, this was in, November of, here we go. Are you ready? November of 84. October of 1984. John's working like I've never seen before, like a man on a mission. And about 6 months later, in the beginning of spring, comes the first South by Southwest Music Festival. That's how the South by Southwest got started. And the first year we had like 30-something bands playing in places all over the city. And the one band, and there was a band that did get signed, which was Tribe After Tribe, got signed. Because about a month before this all happened, me and John went to the Austin Chronicle, Austin Music Chronicle, actually Austin Chronicle, which is a little paper that was coming out, and it was all about things in Austin, crazy stuff in Austin, and about the skaters and the skateboarders and people who were on bicycles and the hike and bike paths and stuff like this. And we went up there and we got the chance, because by then John was pretty well known in Austin. And we went into the Austin Chronicle and we got to see the editor-in-chief of the Austin Chronicle, Lewis Black. So we walked in there that day, and John, I sat with him. We sat down in front of Lewis, and Lewis said, okay, John, what you got? So John started telling him, okay? And Lewis Black just sat there and listened to what John had to say. And started laughing his ass off. Ha 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 ha. Oh, John. He said, and please excuse my language. He said, "You crazy son of a bitch." He says, "There's no freaking way that this would ever work." He said, "Dude," he said, "you couldn't get 5 musicians to come to a restaurant at the same time if you told them that their meal was free." He said, "How in the hell are you going to get all these bands to show up at a time to get on a stage and play when you can't even get them to show up for free food?" And John looked at him with that little steely stare that he had. There's a couple pictures on the internet where you can see that steely stare. And he says, "Lewis," he says, "all you got to do is help me make it happen." He says, "I want a full page ad in the Chronicle talking about." Yes, Mary, we're talking about the South by Southwest. and Lewis looks over at me and I said, "Lewis," I said, "all you got to do is get these people to pay the light bill." And I said, "And we got this." And he looks at John and he looks at me, shakes his head a little bit, says, "All right, John." He says, "All right." He says, "Your boy here is convincing." He said, "I tell you what." He said, "I will put this page out." He said, "We will do something for you." He says, "We'll get some people on it. We will put this page out." He says, "You got to send me who you want to put on the page." He said, "And we'll put it out." He says, "And I tell you what, it won't be for a day." He said, "We will put it out for a week. It'll be in there every day." He says, "But here's what you got to do for me. If you fail," he says, "son, your ass is done." And John looks at him with that steely glare and said, "Brother," he says, your challenge I accept." And we got up and walked out of Lewis's office. And I was like, "Dude, are you sure we can do this?" And John says, "Brother," he says, "we already got it." I said, "Cool." And so that 23KC was the beginning of the South by Southwest Music Festival. The next year, oh man, we had 30-something bands. Now we had 90 bands. I had the keys to every bar, every music arena in this city. I had all the keys. All we did that entire night was go around from venue to venue to venue to venue to venue, making sure that our crew was there, going from venue to venue to venue, helping these musicians to set up, making sure that soundmen were there, that they had lights, or if they didn't have light, if they had lights, that they had a light tech there, making sure everything was going off. It was 5:00 every morning when we finally were able to go back home and chill out. The next year, John got a phone call from Lewis. And I was there because it was on speakerphone. And Lewis says, John, he said, brother, let me talk to you. He said, I never believed. 23KC, good to see you, man. I never believed that this was going to happen. He said, in fact, he said, I went around the office telling everybody that you were the craziest sumbitch I ever saw. He said, but you made it happen. You made it work. We've had 3 bands signed from the South by Southwest. Monchichi, what's up, man? He said, you made it happen. He said, and I can't believe it. You and your crew actually got it done. He says, but John, he says, I got to tell you, man. He says, I could tell that this last one here got to you. He said that this one now, it's gotten to the point where it's too much. He says, you got a great crew, man. He says, but but unless you triple in size, he says, I don't know if you can do anymore. He says, so John, he says, so here's what I want you to do. And see, the whole thing is this was meant for one thing. This was meant to give the people of Austin, the people on the music who play music, the people who have nothing to do but play for 8 people on a Tuesday night, slow drinking a bottle of beer, to have one shot, to have one chance to get famous. One shot a year where they can come down and know that there are people in the crowd. There are people sitting there at the bar watching who could change their whole life, who could give those people out there that have put their heart and soul into writing music, into making music, the ability to have a chance to open their what they've got up into a much, much bigger market, and to maybe even hear their stuff on the radio, or see their stuff on MTV. And that's what it was meant to be. That's what it was meant to do. And Lewis said, give it to me, John. Let me run with it. Well, I'll make it something. He says, I promise you, I will make it something that you'll never be ashamed of. And I will make it something that you can be proud of. Something you can know is going to do what you want it to do. So John says, well, Lewis, he says, can you give me a little time? Can you give me till tomorrow? Lewis says, brother, he says, I'll give it to you, man. He says, I will call you up tomorrow at this time. He says, and you tell me what you think. And John hung up the phone. How you doing, Miss LaDonna? And looked at me and said, we did it. He said, Duke, we did it. And he called in our light tech, and he called in Kenny, and called in some of our crew who were sitting out in the living room. And he says, guys, we did it. And everybody was just shocked and amazed. And it was almost like they'd won the Academy Award. All right. And we're hugging and laughing and just jovial. I mean, overjoyed that we had gotten something started that is going to do something amazing for the musicians, the creative people, the artists from all walks of life, and give them a shot at at being famous, at possibly making some money, real money, and doing something for Austin's music scene. And the next year started the official beginning of South by Southwest. And that is the truth, the whole truth, 100% the truth. So help me God. That was the beginning of the South by Southwest. If you notice, even if you go to the Austin Chronicle, I don't believe that Lewis is still there, but they went and turned in something that was for the musicians and turned it into something where now you have to buy a $200 band to go see music. But I tell you this, out of my brother's creativity. Okay, I'll give you a link here. Out of my brother's joy for wanting people to get a shot. In 2007, okay, here's what my brother did. In 2007, there was a little company that was introducing a new product to the entire world. Okay? And what was the name of that company that was introduced in 2007? Twitter. Twitter was introduced at the South by Southwest Music Festival in 2007. Twitter was introduced to the whole world there. And now we all know what Twitter is. Twatter, whatever you want to call it, was introduced in Austin, Texas in 2007. My brother changed the whole world. All from nothing more than a thought, nothing more than a dream. And so the reason why I'm telling you all about this, no, Monchi ain't no bad Texan. Monchi's a good Texan. Be quiet, Mary. But yeah. That's what my brother did. My brother passed 4 years ago, and I still struggle with it. I still struggle with that because my brother was such a great man. He really was. He was a great father. Maybe not the best husband or boyfriend because he was passionate. I mean, you think I'm passionate about things? I get real serious about stuff, but y'all should have seen my brother. My brother was unreal. What's up, Pseudo? My brother was unreal. And I wish he was still here so he could see the South by Southwest music, multimedia, digital. I don't even know what they call it now. I haven't really paid attention to it much lately. But every year around this time, because it's going on right now. It just started. It's going on right now. And there are all types of celebrities in town right now. There's not a hotel. There isn't an open hotel room. You know, but my country rock music, yeah, there is. You know, one of the first ever rap bands was signed at the South by Southwest. First ever rap band, and before it became popular, was signed at the South by Southwest. But yeah, so I get like this sometimes because I think back and I think to all that, and I think that you will never see anywhere, you will never see them name the inventor, the creator, but it's my brother, John, because my brother did it. And I had just a slight, tiny little bit in there. But what I did was nothing compared to the framework, oh goodness. He was a quarterback. What does a quarterback do? Draws up plays, draws things up, creates. Well, my brother did it, and people need to know that he did. So you want to know who invented the South by Southwest? If you ever thought of it, probably most of you never did. But you should know that my brother John did it. And sometimes I get so just frustrated because he never gets the recognition that he deserves. And he didn't want it, but damn it, he deserves it. My brother is buried out in Lubbock, Texas. In Lubbock, Texas, and nobody has any idea that one of the greats, one of the creators, one of the guys who had 2,000 songs. 2,000. I'm not talking about 100. I'm talking about 2,000 songs that were created in mathematics. Okay, my brother wrote songs in mathematics. How do you do that? How do you write a song in mathematics? He knew. He understood it. Looked like Chinese arithmetic to me. I couldn't tell you, but he knew. And they're in books somewhere. And they're out there. And there's a few people out there that know it. As far as the songs, Gene Simmons wanted them. There's lots of people out there who wanted those songs. Lots of people who called him up from time to time and asked him to sell those songs. And, and the strange thing is, if somebody would have came up and said, man, he said, I could have used a song. I need to have a song, something that's going to make it, something I know that can go top 40, something I know that can go top 100 in any genre, country, rock, pop, whatever it is, and would have said, do you have something I can have? He would have given it to him. But that's just it. John wasn't about the money. He was about helping people. And that's where this all ties up. That's where this all ties up. Is that it's all about doing people right, doing people good. Okay. And that's why maybe I'm so much into coach right now. Into coach, meaning that coach has created something that nobody would have given a second chance, that nobody would have even thought about. And look what he created. Boit Wrestling. Who would have ever thought that would have been something? What's a Boit? That makes absolutely no sense at all. But the best of YouTube, wrestling, is now, it's starting to grow. Coach is starting to get the recognition that he's a creative, marvelous genius because he did something for wanted to create a wrestling team, a hockey team, and have a hockey league where boy players were going in and playing hockey. Okay, that sounded good. But how far did that go? That's true. Manchi, half the wrestlers aren't Boyd, but I bet you, bet you this. I bet you before it's all said and done, the entire wrestling league will be nothing but people on YouTube. I mean, he's already got 100 lady wrestlers. Found out an earlier version of Boyd wrestling from a Boyd OG. Cool. You know, and and it would be nice to find out if Coach like got on here. Here, let's put this again, just in case he is still listening. If Coach got on here and tell you where he found it from, where he created it from, you know, and let everybody know about the creativity that Boyd that he has. It's amazing. Drama community wrestling. I've seen people play WWE, you know, on their PS4, their PS5, on their PS2. I've seen people play that here with their and create their own wrestlers. Actually, Mary, you know, Coach has created a lot of the drama community streamers on there, you know, because I know that Bombshell is on there. And let me tell you something. Bombshell has been kicking the crap out of Savage. Bombshell is the only wrestler out there that can beat Savage. Hey, move it now. You run 10 times. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, WWE and Boyd proudly bring to you Boyd Wrestling. There you go. Stick to my Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, Mary, what's your character? By the way, anybody now, I'm good with that. So if you want to come up, please come up. LaDonna, I know you want to come up here. Tell me about all your latest wormholes. Go right ahead. Yeah, Mary, I've seen you wearing your gold and green wrestling outfit. Looks pretty good in it, too. I'll admit you kind of stand out. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. I can't believe that there's we have a Packer wrestler out there. But I guess, you know, I'm kind of representing the Cowboys. So so that would be cool. Oh, really? They're making Red Dead 3? Red Dead Redemption 3? Cool. And you're blonde. Yes, I know. Yeah, you're blonde. Mary, it doesn't matter what color your hair is. Okay? I like you, regardless of what color your hair is. I think you're fantastic. Oh, really? Well, I'm sorry to hear that, LaDonna. I was figuring you was going to come up here and teach me something. I hope your family situation turns out in your favor, which is something I can tell you guys about. Guys, I got to tell you, I haven't been dealing with some things lately very well. In fact, I haven't been sleeping very well. I probably haven't slept very well since the power was off. You know, about 3 weeks now. I have not slept hardly at all, really. So we went to the doctors and they gave me some pills. They said, here, take this. They said, this will help, you know, kind of chill your anxiety a little bit. You'll be good. You know, you won't feel so stressed. You'll relax. They said, you'll get better sleep. Everything will be just a little easier, just a little cooler. I said, okay, sure, I'll take them. I said, what are the side effects? They said, well, it said it can make you a little sleepy. I said, well, I ain't taking none when I get up to go to work. No, that ain't happening. That's the last thing I'm doing is going to work feeling drowsy. Not going to happen. I said, but I'll take it in the morning, just in case, when I go to bed. And that way, whatever side effects it could happen, whatever I could feel off of it, I'll be okay. Because then I'll go to sleep and it'll all be good. I said, okay. They said, do that for a week or two. Do that for 2 weeks. And then start taking some when you get up. And you'll notice that, man, things are just going to be a lot better. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. So I started taking this thing, this pill. And I've got to tell you this, and it really it pains me to say this, but about 5 days ago, I woke up to get ready for work. And BG was giving me the rundown of everything going on this day, that day, and the other day. And she said something that just made me go, ooh, ooh. And before I know it, I hulked up on her. I hulked up on my wife. And no, before you start calling me a wife beater, I didn't touch her. Okay? But I hulked up on her. I've got angry. I got real angry. Where literally, like I said, I hulked up on her. Standing there and just and I scared the shit out of her. Okay, literally, I scared my wife to death. Yes, Sky, I did. Yeah, I do. I also got a sister. And at the time, I didn't realize exactly how bad it was until she ran down the hallway, through the living room, through the dining room, and out into the garage. And I sat here a little bit. And I was doing something else. And okay, about time for me to go take my shower. And she's not in the house. Hi, Stephanie K. Good to see you. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for all of you for coming by. And I go out to the garage, and she's out in the garage, in the corner of the garage. And she turns around and look at me and said, stay away from me. Stay away from me. She picked up a bottle of bleach and said, I'll spray you. She said, don't you come near me. And I'm like, whatever. I said, what are you doing? Yes, Guy. Yeah. And not only that, I flexed on her and showed her. And it scared the crap out of her. Okay, it scared her to the point that she told me later that she feared for her life. Okay? And I'm not the smartest man in the world, but when the person that you love the most is telling you that you scared the shit out of them to the point that they feared that you were going to hurt them, that ain't me. That's not me. And I didn't even And I knew there was something wrong, but I got dressed and I went to work, and I was at work and I was just trying to figure out what in the hell is going on. What happened this morning? I couldn't figure it out. And so I came home and she was there, and she had this sweet little hi, baby. I'm like, oh, okay, good, good, good. And I came in and got out of everything and got undressed because, to be honest with you, man, I hate wearing clothes. Clothes suck. Okay. And she says, babe, she said, let's talk. And I'm like, uh-oh. You get those serious face with the let's talk, you done messed up now. You done messed up. Oh, okay, tell me what I did. you know and she said, look, she says, I'm not mad at you. She said, this morning, that wasn't you. She says, we've been married a long time. I said, yes, we have. She said, that wasn't you. She said, I don't know who that was. She said, but that wasn't you. She said, you literally stood up and hulked up at me. She said, and you scared the shit out of me. She said, and I looked in your eyes. She said, that wasn't you. She said, I tell you, as many times as I have stared in your eyes, she says, I don't know who that was. Wow. And she said, I was sitting in the garage, she said, after you went and took your shower, and I was praying to God, please tell me what this is. Please tell me what's going on. And she said she heard this little voice tell her, it's the pills. And so she went while I was at work and looked it up and found out that one of the side effects, one of the serious side effects, is that it can make you it can make you go into rage. And so I guess I had started to experience one of the serious side effects of this medicine. And she says, she goes and grabs my face and says, I know it wasn't you. She says, it's that medicine. She says, so you're not taking any more of that medicine? And I said, no, I'm not. I said, I'm never touching that shit again. And so we poured it in the trash, called up the doctor, called up the nurses. And they said, uh-oh, yeah, no, we don't need that. They said, no, don't you take any more. And so BG says, well, what would be the side effects if he stops? And so it'd only been a few weeks, and I was only taking half of what they told me to. And they said, just stop. Now, Skies, yes, sometimes you don't know your own strength. But Sky, when you're 6 foot tall and 310 pounds and a weightlifter, I don't know my own strength. I don't know my own strength. I have done stuff at times. Pick up an entire washer by myself. Pick up an entire refrigerator by myself. Grab a piece of rope and attach it to a sofa and put it on my back and carry it outside. Yeah. No, I don't know, as well as just the total amount of weight that I've been known to move, the plates. Getting me in a rage is not a good thing. Because even when I'm at work and we're out on some type of assignment, okay, It's always cool, calm, and calculated. Because if you get into where your adrenaline is going to flow, of course, but when you get into that portion where you're on fight or flight, when your heartbeat gets up to 115 to 145 beats a minute, you know, there are things that go on in your body. Your brain starts switching more blood to the large muscle groups, the adrenaline to the large muscle groups. And the one thing that goes away is your ability for complex thought. It removes some of the blood that goes to the higher brain function and and moves it to the muscles. So your strength increases. So you move faster, quicker, stronger, but that higher brain function goes away. So that's not something that we've been taught, trained, have repeatedly done. The thing is to stay calm, cool, and collected. And be able to fire off with your muscles, with your legs, with your arms, with your head, with your brain, most of all, and do things well, but not to the point, where you're about to run through a wall. And so I got off this medicine, and I've been off it now for a few days, and I just feel so much better. Really, I feel a lot better. I'm not feeling that anger. I'm not feeling that rage. It's back down where it needs to be. Somewhere other than me. Somewhere other than me. Yeah. Yes, pseudo, that's it. A few seconds of rage one often doesn't even think a second, or they wouldn't have, right? That's it. So if one is screaming at themselves to quit, is it an evil entity running our body? Does it make any sense that your mind would be saying no and your body full out attack mode? Agreed. But the thing is that the higher functions in your brain, long-term memory, a lot of your intelligence goes away because you're preparing for something of a physical nature. And it doesn't take a lot to use your mind for doing something physically. It takes adrenaline. It takes blood. It takes your heart beating faster and faster and faster, to pumping that blood through, to getting ready for this onslaught. That's what it takes. But anyway, I'm off it. I feel better that I'm off it. I still can't sleep. I haven't slept more than 3 hours in a stretch right now than anything, and it's probably because I'm going day walker instead of on the nights. Instead of going night hawk, I'm going day walker. Well, I've been going through all this crazy training, and I understand you got to take it, you got to do it, you got to recertify. I've had a similar experience, and I was 2 to 3 feet behind myself. That's not normal. That's out of body. To me, that's out of body. When you're literally watching yourself go through things, yeah, that's out of body. I would say myself. Not that I'm right, because I'm not always right most of the time. But yeah, to me, that is what it would seem. That is what it would seem. And I don't know if it's normal or not. Has that happened to anybody else here? There's a few people here still. Last time I lost my control over my rage and my darkness was unleashed. Yeah, it's not good. Time for me to sip some cool, clean crisp, tasty coffee. Try melatonin. I think we have some. How well does that actually work, LaDonna? Do you know? Here we go. LaDonna's still teaching me. Even in the chat, she's still teaching me. Ah. Any idea? Does anybody else take melatonin? Because I could use it. I would love to have about 6 hours rest where you just, melatonin lasts the whole night. Really? Well, I don't really have any experience with it. Now I take, the one thing is, like I'm not eating vegetables. I don't eat no vegetables. Okay. So in order to bypass that, I take multivitamins, complex B, vitamin C with zinc, things of that nature. That I do. But, in order to supplement not eating vegetables, but I do eat lots of fruit. I eat apples, oranges, pineapples, apricots, cranberries. Melatonin is most commonly used for insomnia and improving sleep in difficult conditions. For example, it used for jet lag, for adjusting sleep-wake cycles in people whose daily work schedule changes. Well, well, that's me. Without a doubt, that's me right there. Man. Now, see, you eat lots of veggies, and that's cool. If you like them, if you can eat them, great. I just figured with 300 million years of evolution, I'm not eating what a rabbit eats. I'll eat the rabbit, but I'm not eating what the rabbit eats. I'm not eating algae or plankton, but I'll sure eat me some catfish. Deer eat stuff, eat plants, grass, tree leaves, stuff like that. I'll eat deer. Cattle eat oats, grains, hay, stuff like that. I'll eat hamburgers. I'll eat barbecue. I'll eat steak, ribs. Oh yeah, you got it. But it's that whole vegetable stuff. Eat veggies with chicken. Now shrimp I don't really eat, but I'll eat some crabs and lobster. Shrimp are just too small for me. I don't know what it is. I could eat them, but I just, crab legs. Oh, goodness, I love crab legs. Lobster. Oh, yes. Give me some lobster tail any day of the week. Chicken. Love chicken. Oh, yeah. I eat chicken probably 2-3 times a week. That's true. 1 ounce of wheatgrass. We are not cows. That's true, Pseudo. Well, now I eat the fruits. I just don't eat the veggies. I do eat fruits. I just don't eat the veggies. Tangerines, oranges, stuff like that. Oh yeah. Okay, Suda, when it comes to meat, pay attention to which kind you crave. Why is that? Please tell me. Why would you pay attention to what kind of meat you crave? Because right now, I want barbecue. I don't care what kind of barbecue. I just want barbecue. Nothing finer than the Cowboys versus the 49er. There you go. That was pretty good. Now let's see here. Let me see here. Let me see what I got for you today. While I wait for you to respond here. Fidel Era. Why? Why what? What's up, Mr. Lyra? Am I subscribed to this? I forgot your channel. Now I don't remember. Did I change my name? No, sir. I have not. Fidel Lyra. I remember you a long time ago, probably with Max. But that was back when I was playing lots of games. And I haven't really played a whole lot of games lately. So maybe that's it. No, man. Duke, Raging Sane Gaming, Duke Landry. It's been my name the whole entire time. The whole entire time. I've been on here, what, 5, 6 years now? Yeah, 5, 6 years. The whole entire time that I've been here. Some are what they call a balanced diet and need a combo of all diets or they can be pulled off to one side or another. Max. Yeah, you remember Maximus Gaming, Fidel? You probably did because this was a good channel. I just throw that in there, you know. One way makes them hyper and not sleep well. The other makes them sleep a lot too. The point is almost all day and they're depressed. Ah. Munchie, I'm sub channels. I have no clue why. Right? Yeah, there's a few that I'm looking at here because man, I'm sub to what here? I'm sub to a lot of channels. But generally when I'm sub to people, it's because people said, "Well, I'm sub to you." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I go and sub to them because I mean, you sub to me, so I'm going to sub to you. Just kind of that's the way it is. I like to. If you're going to be sub to me, then I ought to show you the respect and be sub to you also. Oh, you're sub to over 300? Really? I'm sub to. I'm sub to quite a few. Quite a few. So Padel, let me see here. Let me see, Fidel. Am I? Because all I really do, Fidel, is stream. Monchi, I'm over 1,500. Right? Yeah, that's it. I'm over 1,500. Now I don't know if I'm that many, but Fidel, but you've been around a little while there. Skies, you're over 3,000. Oh my goodness, man, that's a lot of subs. That's a lot of subs. But my interests have been reduced to geopolitics, crypto, and manned space optics and watches. But Fidel, that's why I don't really upload any, and I know that's what YouTube is trying to get you to do. Yeah, yeah. Well, Fidel, could come on in, man. Hang out. You know, there's a lot of good people, and that's on this channel, like Pseudo, like Manchi, like Ladonna, like Mary. Like man, there's so there's so many, like Sky. Oh yeah, like Sky, big time. Stephanie K. You know, there's Hawks. you know, there's Coachism. There's Big Nate. Big Nate's a great guy. Oh, great guy to talk to. Like Vanessa. Man, there's a lot of good people here. So I certainly so it's certainly a good place to play around. So now, in honor of Fidel Liera, and I hope I did say that right, by the way, because I wouldn't want to say that wrong. What I'm going to do now, since I've already talked to you about the South by Southwest, about what I've been going through lately, um, which I'm actually ashamed of, but you need to know all sides. Oh, cool. Excellent. Do you mind if I just call you Fidel? Or would you prefer the whole name? But in honor of Fidel, I will until he says, no, call me my whole name. And there's nothing wrong with that either, Nothing wrong with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a ghost video. It's decent quality, but I want you to look at it. First name is good. Okay, thanks, Fidel. That's of decent quality. It's from a camera that's in a building, and it's in a library. Deb, what's going on, Deb? Good to see you. How are you? Oh, and there's King Bone. King Bone is in the house. Yeah. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. An animal. I said the animal. What's happening, man? Yes, they are, Sky. It's King Bone. But here, this is in honor of Fidel. I'm going to show you a video of a ghost. It's not actually of a ghost. It's what a ghost has done. Now, I know people are saying, well, why did this move? Why did that move? All this other kind of stuff. I want you to check this out. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get into it here because, I always got something for you. I'm never not. I'm doing better, Deb. I really am. I'm doing much better. Okay. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. Oh, let me put it here. Okay. Now we have the supernatural show. There you go. So now we're going to put it up here. And I'm just going to let you look at it here, man, because this is some wild stuff.
People visit the library in order to read or study in peace and quiet. In this video, however, there's anything but tranquility. In the footage, which appears to have been taken from a series of internal security cameras, you can see various areas of the library.
Now pay attention to the up in the right corner.
One in particular picks up something rather unusual. Take a look. The eerie stillness is
Now,
suddenly
see, this one here,
interrupted when
I'm
one of the books
kinda-
at the table appears to levitate in
This is the
midair.
one that I'm kind of going, yeah, that could be
The book then
monofilament fishing
opens
line.
up as if someone or something is attempting
Until it
to
goes
read it.
there.
While there's little information available on this footage, all we can do is speculate about its authenticity. However, the original uploader has circled what appears to be a fan attached to the ceiling in the upper left corner of the video. If you look closely, you can see that it seems to be switched off, ruling out the possibility of it being somehow responsible for the book's movement. Still, even if the fan was working, it would do little to explain the book's seeming ability to hover in mid-air. Of course, a lot of people have pointed out that it could just be CGI. So what do you think? CGI hoax or
So,
genuine
Fidel, why is
floating
that?
book? Let me know what you think down below.
Okay, now, Machi, I'm kind of with you on this because there's one reason, and I didn't really know it until I just watched it there. But do you see how it lifts up and then it goes to the side? Yes, number one, there's no shadow, but it is dark. So I can kind of deal with that. But as it lifts up, it goes straight up, straight down. It turns on the side, but that one access point is the same. You know, that one point, that corner of the book at the top left side of the book stays generally pretty much in the same spot the whole entire supposed levitation. So for me, I say that that's a fake. Everything else was cast. I did not notice that. Huh. Huh, you're right. You're right, Manchi. Everything else was casting shadow. You did see shadow. But with that, yeah. Yeah, so for me, I was thinking that this was fake. And now, after what you said, and what I noticed as the access point for all of the movement and supposed levitation, yeah, it's not real. It's not real. Fidel, did you believe that? Sky, Deb, what did you think? Because you're right, that's just not real. You know, there's certain things you can see, certain things you can understand, but with that being the only focal point, of the supposed levitation, nah. Yeah, look fake. Yeah, it feels fake. Some of this stuff, it doesn't feel fake. Okay, some of this stuff definitely isn't fake. Okay, there's just some ways that it can be, but that's not the way. You know, that's not happening. So here's the second one. Okay, and then we're going to go to the Hall of Fame, to the one that I truly believe is real. Okay, and y'all can check this out. Now, Fidel, you hang on, man. You hang around here, because I've got a couple here that I believe are real. Okay, one is the Hall of Fame, which is one that I'm looking at and I'm going, man, everything that I've seen, everything that I can figure out, it leads me to one thing, that they ain't lying. Okay, so here's the second one. Here we go. Same. And please let me say now that none of this is mine. I don't have anything to do with this. This is just what I find and what I want to show you. Okay? Yeah, there most likely is one. You're right. There is one.
Mills thought that it was a squatter that might have been responsible for a series of mysterious incidences that occurred in a property he was renovating.
Hello?
In the video, he begins to explain what's been happening as he wanders around the house.
And I think there's a squatter in this house. I think it's in here.
When he reaches the basement, he points the camera down the stairs and calls out into the darkness.
Hello?
Receiving no response, he decides to move on.
Hello?
After another minute or so of searching, a door slowly begins to open.
Whoa.
The man cautiously moves in for a closer look. However, there doesn't seem to be anyone or anything nearby. Suddenly, the door to the basement slams shut. The man immediately opens it and calls down the stairs one more time. Again, there's no response.
Who is it?
The light then begins to flicker. Spooked, the man drops the camera and runs from the building. All seems still and quiet until something rather chilling occurs. Take a look. The camera begins to spin wildly as a deep breathing sound can be heard in the background. It continues for several seconds before coming to a stop. The camera then remains motionless on the floor for another minute or two. Then the man comes back to pick it up. Many viewers agree that the activity seen in this video appears to be genuine and that the man may...
Okay. Yeah, there is. Yeah, I agree. Guys, I do agree. There is great magic. Okay, Mary, on to the jacuzzi. That was a quick din-din. You're going to the jacuzzi now? Good for you. So what'd you think of that one, Fidel? That one's kind of, you know. Right, they're a good and they're a bad. Yes. And they're working both sides. Yep. But you know, the thing is with the good energy, there's also the bad energies. And it's a constant struggle. So what did you think about that? Yes, that could, yeah, it could have been faked. Yeah, it could have been faked. But yes, the door part seemed interesting. Yes, it did. The thing is that the library feels fake. That is kind of in the center. That's kind of in coulda, yes, no. You know, it's the middle of the road. You know, some people might say it's fake. Some people might not. You know, it's who knows. Okay, and now we're going to go here to the Hall of Fame. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay. Say middle of the road. Yeah, I can deal with that. I can definitely deal with that. The reason for setting down the camera, I think that the reason is, Manchi, that he dropped it. Yeah, I have heard of the Island of the Dolls. Yes. All right, here we go. Animal.
Hey, Duke.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much.
Well, good to see you, man. Very good to see you, actually.
Good to see you.
We're just going over. We're just tying up some loose ends here, showing a few videos, few stories here, man. Just to kind of work it all out. So now I've got one for you here that you're gonna like. Okay, that's something that you're gonna see that most people haven't. Okay, and it's the one thing that most people will go, when they're talking about the paranormal, they'll always they'll preface it with a "but I've never seen it on live TV," or "but that happens there, but has it ever happened or occurred in?" And so one of those buts is, well, I've never seen it happen on live TV. And we actually have seen a lot of things on live TV. We've seen on live TV where the reporter has been standing there talking about the weather or about this or that, and something will happen in the background. Sometimes it's somebody just falling and busting their butts. Right? And sometimes it's people walking up and kissing them on the cheek, and so it can be any number of things. But when you're talking about the paranormal and live on TV as it happens, here's one of the good ones. UFOs seen on live TV. Now, this is on a news broadcast.
YouTube by Stephen N seems to show a news crew who were in the right place at the right time. Supposedly broadcast in Turkey, it appears that the crew was actually covering an unrelated story when they managed to capture this startling footage. As the camera person films the reporter set against the city behind them, several passers-by can be seen walking in the background. Most pass right by the news crew. However, one man in particular can be seen standing right next to the waterfront. It soon becomes clear what has captured his attention as 3 UFOs appear in the sky. Suddenly, a slew of people run over to see the impressive sight. The camera person seems to be the first of the news crew to spot the craft, as the reporter too soon rushes over to get a better view. Oddly, the video cuts out with the UFOs still visible floating just above the buildings. Was this just a well-planned prank, or did this news crew really capture footage of several craft from another world? Unfortunately.
So the question is, what do you think about that?
Personally, I think that one's fake just because, one, the spaceships looked like the Star Destroyer, the space destroyers from Star Wars, and it was really pixely.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's not the best quality, and I know normally I come up with some really good quality.
You do, yeah.
Because I don't want to just show everybody just goofy, silly stuff that that make you go, huh? Well, I could kind of, or I could kind of not, see that, but something where you're going, wow, that was perfect. I could actually see what that was, or see it move, or see how it moved, or or that wasn't some pixelated picture. That looked at least it looked real, as far as the quality of the video.
And it looked like the Star Destroyer from Star Wars to me. When we did get the good look at it.
Well, Fidel, you might want to wait just a couple minutes. Just give me 2 minutes.
Funny?
Give me 2 minutes so I can show you a Hall of Fame ghost video. And then, yeah, please, yeah, because if you got to work tomorrow, please, but just give me 2 more minutes here. Just give me 2 minutes, because I'm going to show you the Hall of Fame. This is in one of the Hall of Fame videos of, well,
You thought
let
it
me
was
just
like
show it
what?
to you,
Falcons?
because you are going to want to see this one. If you've already seen it, you will. Independence Day is going to strike for stealing their footage. Possibly. You got it. Yeah, that's right. But here you go. This is the one. This is in the Hall of Fame. And some of you can see this. Paranormal Nightmare. Yes, I have seen that. Here's one for you, Stephanie and Fidel. This is for the both of you.
Perfectly fine for a large portion of the video. The billboard's table looks to be completely intact.
Now take a look at that
The
little
television on
dump
the
truck.
nightstand doesn't turn on by itself, but after a while, something very weird
And you notice this is in
happens
good
out of
quality.
nowhere. Take a look.
Watch this little dump truck on the pool table.
It moved by itself. The little race car. What do you call that then?
At first, it seems as though perhaps the batteries on the toy car were a bit weak, which could have caused it to move a little bit by itself. But as soon as the teddy bear lifts up and flies past the camera, it is clear that something is definitely wrong. If I was the homeowner and I noticed this while reviewing the footage, I would be absolutely terrified.
What do you think of that?
So would I. I'd be going, whoa. Now, of course, that is the Hall of Fame. As you can see, the video quality is excellent. And you can go, well, the teddy bear's on fishing line. But if you notice the direction and the path of the teddy bear, that's not a straight line.
It is not.
That is in a double curved line, and that sucker flew. Okay, that's a teddy bear. Okay, they don't have like motors or rockets or anything like that. I mean, that sucker flew past the camera. So that is one of the Hall of Fame ghost videos. So thanks for coming by, Fidel. Appreciate it. So now, Monchi and Sky, what do you got to say about that? Hey, JoJo.
As I said before, I've seen that one, and I personally think it could be real. My girlfriend is unsure, though.
Yeah, I would say you do believe in ghosts. Well, to me, that is what a poltergeist is all about. Right there. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Because, yeah, you can see little things move across the table, cups spin on a table. That's one thing. Okay, but to see that whole thing carry out, and then that teddy bear who I was not ready, even prepared for a jump scare, But to have that teddy bear go whoom and fly by the camera, that's a whole nother. That's why it's a Hall of Fame. After I got done with it, my cousin's Barbie doll had rockets, flew in a spiral. I'm sure. So, JoJo, what are you up to? And I have seen Paranormal Nightmare. I have seen those guys goes around and they do some crazy stuff. I know you have a spirit. I live in Victorian Terrace. It woke me up a half an hour ago. That in your bladder, yeah. I'm sure. But I didn't remember that you have a spirit in your house, in your home. You know, and there's a crazy thing is there's all these kind of different reasons why people have paranormal events in their home. You know, and one of the craziest is that you have super power lines in your area that run by your house. And because the power lines run by your house, even though it's not technically detrimental to human being, it still supercharges the air. And when it supercharges the air, then it allows for energy to create and to build. And that's when you get that. Hey, hi, Holly. How are you, Holly? What are you up to? I saw that you streamed the other night, and it looked, and you looked okay, but I hear all this kind of stuff. What's going on with you? Why don't you come up here and talk to me for a minute? Me and Animal would love to have you.
The more the merrier.
Exactly. Definitely the more the merrier. So I can drink more coffee and talk less. Got to be a reason, you know. Come up here. Your partner's father passed 4 days ago. Can feel him around. He was a very calm man. You've been on hiatus. What kind of hiatus have you been on, Holly? Because I missed not seeing you. Because, you know, I hear all kinds of strange, crazy, you know, stuff. But all I know is you've been totally, wonderfully amazing to me. And so I never have anything against you. Never. You know, like Manchi. Manchi's always been a fantastic person, fantastic individual, you know. And again, I've never had any reason to say anything but. Here, hang on here. There's Stephanie, and there's Holly. Okay, Stephanie and Holly, if you could type in the chat, please, just to make sure that everything went. That would be really nice. A YouTube break, you know, the bullshit and all. I try to keep weeks.
Congrats, Holly.
I may turn negative. I dipped for a second. Here we go. Oh yeah, Steph, that is awesome. That's awful. JoJo. Matter of time. Yeah, we've got a relative right now with us that we thought was improving from COVID, but for some reason she came to BG in a dream and said that she's ready to go, and she's still alive at the moment. Well, Stephanie, how could I do any less? That's my homegirl there. Just like Holly. That's a homegirl.
Yeah.
Gotta make you blue.
Speaking about all that,
What's up?
Just got done dealing with that myself.
Oh, dealing with a relative with COVID.
Yeah.
Well, ours is, and I hate it because, man, it's gonna be a knobber, a snobber knocker when it happens. And I can already feel it. It's gonna be, it's gonna take, it's gonna hurt BG bad, you know, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Those,
have a real hard time dealing with that, you know.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Jojo. He did die of COVID. Yeah,
Well,
it's a sad thing these days. We've
well,
got relative. Go ahead.
sorry. Well, I was gonna say, well, actually, we can't confirm that he had COVID, but that's one of the suspicions they have for
Yeah.
his passing.
We've got so many people that are in our lives that we love that are 30, 40, 50 that you would expect would have 20, 30, 40, 50 years still to go. Well, Holly, I love you too. I always got mad respect for you, dear. Always mad respect for you. And I'll say this, if you're not going to come up, at least thank you for coming in. Thanks for seeing me, for saying hi. He was a strong man, but I think his body just broke down, and as he was his wife's carrier, she's in hospital at the moment. Wow. Well, Jojo, that really sucks. That does suck. I mean, we had 3 relatives die in 3 days in 1 week. So yeah, it's been tough. I mean, people you would expect to live a long time are getting taken out. And it's almost to the point where you're looking up in the sky and going, "Hey, man, is it time?" I mean, is there something I need to know? Do I need to open that book on my coffee table that's collecting dust?
Speaking about all that COVID, though, I'm glad for the vaccines. Don't get me wrong about this. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But I think there's some undetermined side effects they've seen because, as I've told you, I work in an assisted living facility / nursing home. And ever since my residents have gotten their vaccines, I've seen major declines in one or more forms.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you on that. I mean, you've got people over in the UK that are getting the shot and 4 hours later dying. You don't see that over here on the in the US on the news.
Yeah, and we're only 3-4 weeks after their second dose. So I'm worried more so about what's going to happen if they survive for the next 10-15 years, how bad it could get or will get.
Right. No, I still want to do our planned weekly streams, Duke. Stuff went crazy and got pulled into drama. You didn't want me to be impacted. Well, thank you, Holly. That's cool. That is very cool. That's very nice of you. But at the same time, hey, Duke can handle his own. I can handle my own weight. I'm one of the little people, Holly. It's not going to affect me. I mean, you're one of the big people. I'm one of the little people. Nobody thinks a whole lot about me. So I definitely can stay out of all the drama that goes on around here.
Don't let Duke fool you. He's not a little guy.
Well, on YouTube, I'm a little guy. I've only got well, I am 1K. Hey, I'm 1K. But in the land of YouTube, that ain't nothing. I mean, that was a true honor to have that happen. Really was. That was a true honor to have that happen. That Holly helped out, that Callie helped out in, that a lot of people here helped out in. Everybody who's subbed to the channel has truly helped out, and helped me achieve a goal that I had for a long time. You had helped me out with that goal. I mean, I truly asked for a long time to be able to do that. Well, you can ask Steph. She's been with me for a long ass time, and even my summertime streams were not about drama. Holly, me too. Hey, Momo, to do something. Yeah, I'm not into the drama either, and there's a ton of it going on. Oh my goodness. Animal, you pay any attention to all this stuff that's going on in YouTube? All the streamers
No, not really.
behind the scenes. Huh?
I try to avoid all that random stuff and all that crazy shit going on.
Dude, you've got 30, 40, 50-year-old people acting like they're still in high school, man. I've never seen anything like it. I'm serious. I've never seen a 40-year-old man or woman acting like they were in the 8th grade. He said, she said, well, he said this and I said that, and I don't know what you mean here or what you mean there. It's like, what the? Okay, I don't know what that is, but thank you. We ain't doing that. There we go. Now that is one thing, Goku, is does anybody even remember their high school days?
Yeah.
Yeah. Momo, do you remember your high school days? Skies, JoJo?
You don't count.
Stephanie?
Why? Just because I graduated last year doesn't mean anything. I count.
Yeah, well, yeah, you do. You do. You count. I can still remember it. Then you find the need to defend yourself, which is responding when you really don't even want to, right? Hi, Haunted One. Like, you remember lots of choir practice? But I'm seeing people who are raising children acting like, well, he said that I was that I drove like I was an old lady. I'm not an old lady. It's like, what? What are you talking about? It's like, really? You remember throwing a pie at your teacher for charity? Oh, that's cool.
We got to do something like that. We played a game against our teachers the senior year, and whichever team got one, the whole other group got pied. Yeah, I know that's a magic card.
JoJo says, I'm 49. My long-term memory is marvelous, but I can't remember where I put my phone. That's short-term memory, JoJo. What you been doing?
Short-term memory is the first to go.
Now, see, that's me. I've got great short-term memory. My long-term memory is like Swiss cheese. I got holes in it. There's some parts I couldn't bring up even if I wanted to. Year 10 just got tired of all the special eds teacher BS. Well, Haunted One, it's like that sometimes. I guess it makes sense because I was considered a weirdo in high school too. Never wanted a do-over. Yeah, me either. My high school year was all about sports, football.
Mine was all about COVID.
Yours was about COVID, right? Isn't that wild? I remember football in high school. What's up, Amber? You remember COVID. I think yours is a whole lot more important than mine is. But what kind of memory is that? Is that a memory you would want to have?
Honestly, I think it helped bond our class together more so than less, because it made us realize that this is our last time and any day could be our last day of school with COVID hitting and everything.
Yeah.
So we kind of all bonded together right away.
MS420 Honey, how you doing? Amber, you streamed and didn't tell me. Where did you stream at? Did you stream over on what's the other name? The other platform?
Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch. There you go. Thanks.
Don't
Amber,
thank
are
me.
you streaming on Twitch? It's strange. Strange. Why are you now MS 420? Miss 420 honey. Never mind. I understand the 420. Strange, is that actually you?
Oh.
It doesn't matter. Say
Oh, it's your Twitch. Oh, okay. Okay. Are you streaming on Twitch too? What's up with all this Twitch stuff? Amber's on Twitch. Strange is on Twitch. Why, my goodness. Okay, so my question is,
I'm gonna send
why
him
aren't
the
you streaming
username.
on YouTube?
I'm gonna do it.
Who's
So,
that, Animal?
my girlfriend. She's scared to say hi.
Hi, girlfriend.
I have a name.
Oh, you have a name? What's your name? Girlfriend, what's your name?
Name's Ashley.
Ashley. Well, cool, Ashley. How are you?
Good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Okay, what you doing? What you doing with an animal?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I just,
Well, I
I
think
just
you have made a wonderful, marvelous choice in people to hang around.
kind of showed up one day, and now I'm here to stay.
You're a joke killer.
When I wore some makeup to school, they were all over me at age 15. Well, because everybody's in high school is young then too. So, but I declined their invitation. Well, there you go, JoJo. Well, Strange, you dabble sometimes. Well, how do you dabble? Do you shake it and don't bake it? Well, I mean, what's going on there? Best memories when I left high school in one state and calling the cheerleader special education teacher something.
A thought.
Singing a lewd song.
The term is thought.
Huh?
The term, what they wrote is thought.
A thought. Okay. Yeah, my grandpa told me that Steven Tyler was never on a Disney show and I won. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah.
You have to remember. Who's what is old as my grandpa?
No way. Nuh-uh.
And now, Ashley, what you doing over there with Animal?
Relaxing.
Huh?
Relaxing.
Oh, cool. You get off work today?
Yeah, we had a funeral together.
Oh, I'm sorry. You had a funeral. Well, boy, that puts a break on thing.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
She was there for emotional support for me.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Well, you didn't say it was today, Animal.
What's that?
You didn't say it was today.
You didn't ask. No.
Oh,
No.
oh, okay.
But-
Yeah, get him again, Ashley.
I like him.
Don't worry, I'll just tell BG on you.
Oh, no. Cut tape right there. As long as she's not listening right now, I'm good. Go ahead. You
That's
go
okay.
ahead.
That's okay. I know her email.
Oh, really?
No.
So now you
I was about to see how you react.
Oh, okay. So now you're gonna go and you're gonna snitch on me. Okay, I'll see how it is.
Have I done it yet?
Huh?
Have I done it yet?
I don't know.
Well, there you go with that word, yet. Okay, not yet, but that don't mean you won't.
Yeah, but it was my great uncle's.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yep.
Because I'm a great uncle to somebody.
Was it?
I'm a great uncle to somebody. I can't remember their name, but
Sorry, I guess I got the whole family situation thing wrong. It was my great cousin.
Oh, your great cousin. Okay.
Uh,
Well, Haunted One, you did get your GED. Cool. You did get some education. Well, that's cool, man. Amber. No. Amber. Wrong. You ain't telling on me. No. No, that's a strong no. Yeah, Steven Tyler played on one episode of Lizzie McGuire as a Santa. Steven Tyler played Lizzie as a Santa. Oh, and his daughter was in the episode also. Really? I stayed at secondary school till I was 17, then worked, then went to college in 90 for 2 years. Great years. No, Amber. No, you don't. No, Amber. No, you don't. You threw that program away. I remember when you said it. Yeah, Liv and Steven Tyler played as a Santa and probably a little elf. Because Liv Tyler would be a cute elf. I mean, can you imagine her with the little funny bunny nose? Oh, man. Gorgeous. I missed your comment. Well, Sky, where were you? Let me go up here because I don't want to miss it. Your gym teacher always betting on me, and I told him, give me 50% of the cash, and he did all the time. Really? Well, Sky, what was he betting? That's the question. Now, I didn't miss it. I just got a little lost. Oh, she was a kid in the crowd.
Speaking of teachers,
What?
We didn't get to have a senior graduation party because of the COVID thing, so we did it at one of our classmates' houses, and we had a bonfire and everything.
Yeah.
Well, there was some adult beverages going on, and the teachers decided to show up and drink with us.
Oh, that's cool. Did you find any of the lady teachers there having a little adult beverage?
No, they weren't invited.
Good answer. With Ashley there, good answer.
No, she wasn't.
Well, no, it's good that Ashley's not there right now, so that was a great answer.
Oh, no, she's here right now. She just wasn't there for that.
Oh, okay. Well, still, that was still a good answer. I mean, the one thing is, okay, regardless of whether you have a girlfriend, whether you have a friend, whether you have a wife, if your wife ever asks you, oh, that was my friend, do you think she's pretty? Don't ever say, yeah, she looks good. No, that's the wrong answer. Always say, what friend? That's the right answer. Oh, really? What friend?
Okay. My friend, Captain Morgan.
Right? That's it.
No.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot it's Crown Royal.
No.
Oh, yeah. Crown Royal. Now we're talking. Now we getting there.
The salted caramel is the best. Just saying.
Oh, no, love it.
Vanilla.
Love it. I've had a bottle up in the kitchen now in the shelf here for a little while, and I have not cracked it open yet.
If you buy the apple one and mix them together, it tastes like
Caramel apple.
Yeah, caramel apple.
Oh, wow, that would be good. That
Just
would be
like
real good.
Just like the vanilla and peach are really good together.
Oh, wow. That would be good, wouldn't it? Peach vanilla? Oh, man, that would be good. You're going to get me in trouble, Animal.
What's that?
You're going to get me in trouble.
Just don't let the missus find out.
Yeah.
No, generally it's the missus that pours it. So we didn't even have those diagnoses when I was in school, Monique. So unfortunate for kids who struggle, right? He was betting that I could push that big guy, which appears to be the strongest of all students in the gym. So you would. That's cool. She says to her dad, well, at least you're old enough to be Santa. That's true. Yeah, he was definitely, Steven Tyler was definitely old enough to be Santa. Remember, I had a gym teacher who couldn't pronounce my last name correctly, so he just said, I'm going to call you Papa. He was awesome. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Haunted. Yeah. Agree, Holly. I wish I could go back and tell my teachers that you guys were wrong and stupid because third in my nursing class to graduate and pass my state test with no help on the first time. Well, Momo, that is good. I mean, to be third in your nursing class and then pass your state test the first time, state tests are never, state tests are flat out. Do you know it or not?
Those were not fun, especially for my CNA training that.
Right? Yeah, either fun or not.
No.
Good. Gotta go. Too late for me. Take care, everyone. All right. Take care, Haunted.
Peace out.
Peace out, man. Well, that's the other side of it, right? And we're diagnosing someone like who are clearly, and you are clearly an intellectual, right? Momo is very intelligent. You know, the one thing about going through all of my training this week, because every year I have to go through CPR recertification, medical recertification. Do what?
Thanks for reminding me. I need to go redo my CPR training now.
Yeah.
2 years.
It's every 2 years, but we redo it every year. And medical certification, got to go through our training in law changes to the laws, all the it's everything at all. Got to go through use of force, use of deadly force, all the laws that change to that. But you know, the one thing I got to tell you is I do not like Glocks, period.
I do
not like
border security, if I remember right.
Huh?
What are you again? Border security?
No. Immigration.
Immigration. That's right.
Yeah. And having to go through all that, and it's just, oh goodness. Every year you can't do this, you can't do this. You know, basically it comes down to, it pretty much comes down to if you pull your pistol, you better shoot them.
Exactly.
You know, that's basically what it pulls down. And if you pull your pistol and you shoot at somebody, then you better have used all other forms of getting this person to comply first. And if there's any else that's out there that you didn't do, you're going to prison. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. If you could have done something else without actually shooting someone, then you're going to go to prison. You know, then you broke the law, you're going to prison. Say what? You know, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Taking me what it takes to be a nurse in Texas to be a nurse. I looked it up. It says you don't even have to live in Texas to get a nursing license. From what I have understood, Momo, that is true, but that test is a woolly booger and a half.
I never understood that one, though. How you can go to prison for pulling a handgun out on someone.
Well, because you're threatening them with deadly force. So here, at least, from what we've been going through all week, is that if you pull it, you use it. Because anything else would be a threat of violence, and you're not allowed to do that. You know, so if you use it, if you pull it, you use it, or you don't pull it. Period. You know, and the only way you can pull it is if your life, your partner's life, the general public are in danger, or their life is in danger, or there's threat of severe damage to property, That's it, really. Other than that, you can't pull it. You can't use it. And that's cool because nobody should be pulling a gun and threatening people. You're going to pull it, you use it. No, Sky, I didn't miss another comment. I'm getting lost. No, I'm not getting lost. Well, Vanessa, I'm sorry because, here I'm saying it's perfect. Have you seen in Rochester, New York, they recently released body cam footage 2 days ago, shooting by police department again. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Well, Holly, does it look like they had a reason to or not? Hey, Hawks, what's going on, brother? Hawks Gaming in the house. By the way, if y'all haven't gone over and seen Hawks, you need to go over there and see Hawks. Hawks plays some really good games. He really loves 7 Days to Die, and he's pretty good at it. Yeah, he's pretty good at it. So if you haven't gone over and given Hawks Gaming Asylum a subscription, he is definitely worth it. He's funny as all get out, and really a good gamer. About the bet. What about the bet? I missed another comment. I'm getting lost. Callie is great, but there is flaw. Okay, what did I miss? I only ever shot a gun once, but when it was I was on vacation this winter and we were shooting bottles. Well, all you got to do is know if you got a good background, so it never goes anywhere. Once you shoot the bottle, you're fine. In fact, here in Texas, if you've got a solid background, you can shoot almost anywhere except in the city limits. If you're outside of the city limits, you can shoot all you want, as long as you don't hurt nobody, kill nobody, unless, of course, they're threatening you with your life. It's been bad here. They maced a 9-year-old, then the mother with a 4-year-old. Wow. But then 3 days ago, I don't know if that's justified, It was justified. Okay, but that never looks good, especially these days after we've had all those numbnuts that have been out there that have done stuff that they shouldn't have. When we were doing handcuffing, we have to do handcuffing also. And now you're not even supposed to put your knee anywhere near their back, anywhere between their shoulders, and the neck is a no-no. You get caught putting your knees on somebody's neck, that you will not have a job. Period. So that's what happened since then. That you're not allowed to do that anymore. I said, okay, guys. I said, so yeah, I pushed the big guy with enough force and I got $550. Cool.
Yeah, I know.
For each bet my gym teacher make, I get $550. That's cool. The man had a knife and advanced on the officer. The cop did his damnedest to try to back up for 3 city blocks. Well, he certainly tried. Tried to get away. For 3 city blocks, that's a little bit overload. If you've got a knife and you're advancing on the cop and he's backing up for 3 blocks, now after the first block is like, look, stop or I'm gonna fire. And if he goes forward, man, you got to tap him. Man rushed him, yeah, and he fired. Yeah, but you're always told now 2 shots to the center of mass. So you fire to the center mass because, of course, that's the biggest part of the body that you can hit.
My girlfriend just looked up something funny. If you get your concealed carry permit in Texas or Alaska, those are the 2 states that they count for the most that work with other states.
Yeah, it's the truth. It's the truth. You can go 5-6 states in any direction and you're fine. Well, if you've got your CCL, concealed carry permit. Concealed carry license, actually. Seriously, most justifiable shooting except he fired 5 times. Well, if you fired 2 to the center mass and he's still moving, you fire more. You know,
So
that
how
may be
do-
a little overboard.
So how does that work in Texas? Let's say you pull the gun on him, but then he surrenders to you.
Okay, fine. Then you don't fire.
That's what I thought, but would you still go to prison then?
No.
I didn't think so.
Because then
But-
he complied to your request, to your order, whichever you want to call it. He complied to your order, and then you just tell him to get on the ground, turn over on your stomach, place your hands behind your back, don't move, and you get all the way up to him, and that's when you holster your weapon and you kneel down and cuff him. Yeah, which is how PD is trained. Eliminate the threat. Really? That's how they're trained? No, we don't do it like that. No. Yeah, it's only as a last resort. It must be you use whatever force is necessary that is necessary and appropriate for whatever's coming at you. Now, if he's coming at you with a knife, and I'm a big guy, so could you have removed the knife from him? Could you have grabbed his arm and taken him down? If I can say yes, then I'm going to go to jail. If I just fired. You know, other people, you know, if I've got some dude that's 7 foot tall coming at me, I'm pulling and I'm firing. And if I fire 2 shots to the center mass and he's coming, I'm firing 2 more. I may fire 3 more. You know, it's whatever I can do to protect myself, my life. You know, but if it's some little lady coming out that's 4.5 feet tall with a knife, if I was to pull and fire, I'd be going to jail because I could have done something else. Law in the state requires patients to tell nursing companies or doctors' offices that come out for treatment that they have guns in the house. Well, that's appropriate. If you do, you should know. We should review the body cam footage, Duke. That ought to be our first stream. On, Holly. Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready, we're on with that. Thought a round or 2 to the legs was sufficient. Well, see, the only thing is, Holly, that a round or 2 to the legs would be sufficient, but the legs are too small. The legs are too tiny. They're not thick. You know, you literally under a stressful situation like that, you'd be lucky to hit anybody in the legs or in the arms. It's 2 shots to the center of mass. You have shot but didn't kill. Really, Hawks? I fortunately have not been in that predicament. I have been shot in the leg, but it was just a 22. And I got shot in the fleshy part of the leg, and the bullet just went right through. So, in fact, it's healed up so much now, I don't really have even much of a scar on my thigh now. But the thing was, where it was is right by the aorta. You know, the aorta in your leg on the inside of your thigh was right there. That would be interesting, Duke and Holly, to do a stream on that. Yeah, it will be. Well, you know, we could make that our first stream where we could go around and pull different body cams from cops and then go through and look at, well, what could we have done? What could they have done different? Did they make the right move or did they not? You know? Duke, Hawks got a 40. It's a good round. Yeah, it's a great conversation. It really is, Holly.
Write it down.
Well, when you come back from your hiatus here, that would be one that we could do, Miss Holly. Definitely. I think that would be a great discussion to have with everybody. Just like here, we do a great discussion about paranormal events. That would be a good one to have as far as what's the real deal with these body cam
North Dakota has them all.
Yeah, that would be perfect. That'd be a good one to do. Holly, set that up. I'll show up. You do the work. I'll show up and take all the credit. Not. Not. Anyway, I hate to say it, but it is almost 2.5 hours here, and I have to go because, of course, my epilepsy rules my life these days. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But it's what I have to do. But I am going to stream tomorrow night also. Animal, I would hope that you and Miss Ashley will come in. Yeah, it's by the femoral artery. Yep.
She works tomorrow, but she might be able to stop in before or after.
Okay, well that's fine. Miss
Yeah,
Ashley,
but-
it was certainly nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And Animal, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Yep, you too, brother.
I'm on it. Then the next week we can do one on your channel. Alternate. Oh, thanks a lot, Deb. Yeah, Holly, let's do that. You got my email. Let's do that. Or DM me on Twitter, and I'll give you my email so we can do that. No body cam in your day, Hawk. Well, Hawk, I'm sure that if you had to pull it and actually had to, then I'm sure that it was all within legal means. Big Nate, thank you. Nate is our official channel, our channel mascot here. Nate's always in these streams. He's in the background. He's just listening, but he's always there, man. And thank you very much, man. Brother, I love you. I really do. You're amazing. That was close because if you hit the femoral artery, you have less than a minute to live without treatment. Yes, Momo.
Unless you throw on a tourniquet.
Yeah, even then, you've got to stop the blood from leaving your body, and if it hits the femoral artery, yeah, you're gonna bleed out so fast. You're gonna be like a stuck pig, man. It's just gonna go, and you definitely got to stop the bleeding. Yeah.
One thing I learned, one fun fact about that I learned during my search and rescue training and all that. If you ever do come across someone with a gunshot wound, it's kind of funny to say, but one of the easiest ways to stop it is stick a tampon in it.
No, that's the truth. You're completely right. A woman's feminine product, even a pad, is fantastic. Does so much to stop bleeding, and start. Yeah, no, you're right, man. It's kind of funny to say, but it is right. But anyway, everybody, thank you. Thanks, Hawk. God bless you all. Y'all take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Have a great night, everyone.
All right, take care. Take care, Animal. And y'all be cool.